What's going on? What's going on? Brood is here, bringing you a how-to video on how I personally use Scout 4 and things that I look for on a stoned hobo. And I'll use the current arranged war that we have against North Watchers as the example. So let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the base. So what I look for with a stone hobo, let's show you the army comp. So army comp, stone meaning 3 golems, typically at least 18 hogs, but thereabouts. But really the funnel is where it's at. My main attacking force it's basically split in half. 3 golems, which is a ton of time. My royals and my bowlers is my first half of my first phase of my attack. I'm aiming for 50% of the base. The archer queen, eliminating DGB pathing, and the lure. With the second half of the raid is the hogs and 2 heals. Basically satellite defenses, hopefully with all the double giant bombs mitigated. This is a fresh hit. So what I look for on these bases is obviously DGBs, right? So all around that section is a DGB threat. Odd placement there might be one. There might be some Tesla pops upward in here, but there really isn't any DGB threats on the bottom right hand side of this base, basically the royal side of this base. That's where I want my hogs. Rather than going right at the queen and leaving all this open, because I have 3 golems, that's a ton of time, I'm going to take the long route, and in both examples that's what you'll see. I usually choose not to bring wall breakers because it depends on the base obviously, but it just usually runs smoother. Because you'll see that I'll put 3 golems right here and enter this side of the base, and there usually is a double wall here on most entries, and it's common on Town Hall 9 bases. So with one jump in this section, I can not only bridge the gap and start my funnel inward, but the jump magnetizes or sucks the golems inward, as opposed to wall breakers. Wall breakers have about a 5 wall piece tile radius. The jump's a lot wider than that, so I usually don't bring wall breakers if I don't have to. And then the second jump is to get access to the queen, who will jump this wall, but I need to bridge this part of the wall here with my second jump, and I might as well get, this is 7 tile space, I might as well get all the way through. Alright, so that's how you enter. That's what I'm aiming for with the kill squad. For the funnel, at the very least I need 6 wizards. The baby dragon's optional. You'll see in the next replay that I don't use a baby dragon, I use nothing but wizards. But the reason I plan out where they're going, you got to be very methodical and precise with your wizards. So I look at the corners, make sure there's no huts. There's one there. I'm going to start a wizard here. It'll then come this direction in a 45-degree angle and hit this trash building. So if I put another wizard on the left-hand side of this barrack, when this goes down, it'll step upward into the elixir collector, and when that goes down, the wizard will then suck inward towards the mortar. And with this all gone, this line here, I won't lose any wizards as part of my entry. So I'm very methodical and precise about how I look to see my wizards to get the biggest bang for your buck. The first one over here by the hut, second one by the elixir, by the barracks, and then another one on top of the barracks, because you'll see that it'll basically start the funnel from outside going in. Yeah, that's what I look for in a stoned. Let's just push play. How about that? Yeah, let's do that. I saw that this was uncovered. Baby dragon to start one part of the funnel. Once that I see that the baby dragon is going to eliminate this mortar, which is what the main objective is, then I know my golems won't circle the base. There goes that wizard, and down goes the 3 golems. This mortar will then hit the middle golem, so I'm safe for my wizards, and there's the placement. So looking at these wizards, this wizard, when this structure goes down, will be sucked inward to that. When this goes down, he'll be sucked inward to that, and that's also what's going on over here. When this trash building goes down, he'll be sucked inward to that, and downwards here. And that is that usually helps your if you're giving a kill squad 3 golems, you might as well try like heck to accurately place your wizards so that you can get the biggest bang for your buck rather than just have them form a funnel and die. Make them a part of your kill squad if it's possible. So with the funnel formed and seeing how I think I lost one of my six or seven wizards here, and I have two archers for cleanup. They step up inward, poison to greet it. There goes one DGB ignored. I knew that my queen could shoot over that, which would still then push the kill squad inward. Once I see the jump is down, I have access to the queen. This is when I know I'm pretty. I still have an unbroken golem that will catch up in front of my royals and my 5 wizards in the middle from the kill squad. I'm already sprinkling around the hogs to make sure that I keep my queen up on the right hand side. This is all part of the plan, to sprinkle three hogs as these get distracted to flank them from the right hand side. The only real place that a DGB would be right about here, so that's where I get ready to put down my heal in case there is one there. I don't see a DGB set off quite yet. If the other part that's missing here, I sent these hogs from way back in the corner right, just to make sure there wasn't going to be a troll Tesla there, but they're sprinkling inward. Another DGB might be around this section, so I get ready for heal with that. But basically, I don't have a rage for my bowlers, and it's very common that you see rages for bowlers because it erases stuff, right? I've found that I don't need the rage for the bowlers because it's not as big bang for my buck on this. I get more value out of bringing 2 heals most of the time on these armies as we zoom back out than I do a rage bowlers, because with 2 jumps and 3 golems, I got more than enough time that my unraged bowlers will accomplish what they need to behind that. Not to mention it keeps the timing of the tanks in front of my kill squad, allowing time for my wizards to come behind them. We're going to see all this again in another example. And then the bowlers to sneak up right behind so that after the second layer of the funnel is formed, I don't lose them on a walk. So double jump, 2 heal, all base specific. And on the next example, we're going to take a look at, it was a cleanup. And it actually would probably pay for me to show you the the failed attempt. And no disrespect to Neb, this was a fresh hit. But you can see why he doesn't bring a double jump. He also is doing a fresh hit. He's going to drop down 2 baby dragons right here and here because they are uncovered when you first inspect the base. But there's going to be a Tesla pop and a Black Sam. So there goes down one of his funnel, and there that sweeper he could have fought, but because of the Tesla, it really makes it hard for him to get that other part of the funnel. He still stays with his plan though. He brings wall breakers for this and a jump for here, right? And a rage for the core. He's got 2 golems coming in, tons of DPS coming at him. He loses 1 golem already, but does break through the wall. And as we fast forward here, bowlers going behind that. There comes the bowlers. Alright, so here's why I decide not to bring a rage. And again, there's no disrespect to Neb. I just think this is a great illustration as to why most of the times nowadays I'm not bringing a rage, and I'd rather go a double jump if I'm going stoned. So this rage gets rid of this and this, right? This whole section right here. Is that worth it? Would they get that anyway? They're gonna head this direction, so the structures on the left really isn't what's in question. It's the structures on the right. It's 1 point defense that's hugging the wall, and they actually zoom towards the right and lose the kill squad. Okay, so yeah, they erased the core, but they would have erased that if they weren't raged anyway. Now the golems are split, and his bowlers are to the right, and that's the end of that. Right? So we're gonna look at he almost got that, by the way. He just ran out of time. So on the cleanup, same principle, except now I know that there's also a troll Tesla at the top up here, by the way, and you're gonna see how I account for that. And then of course we got a hut on the left, hut on the right, so I bring a couple archers for that. No baby dragon for the funnel because of what we saw in the beginning. So setting down 3 golems. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna enter this side because I debated entering on the right and putting a jump to get to here. But these structures on the right hand side and the Tesla pops and the motor, I wasn't convinced that that was worth the risk of my bowlers rerouting outward. Or getting hung up on the trash building on the outsides and not keeping in line with the kill squad to then jump over here. So I really liked his entry, and I don't use wall breakers. I use a jump to bring in. And the reason why I don't bring wall breakers versus a jump, because people might think you can save a spell, which is absolutely true, I'm doing it because it ensures my bowlers don't walk. It's a huge, it's almost like breaking 7 tiles of the wall. So here we go. Knowing that where stuff are, wizard placement again. I put a wizard on this camp so that when it goes down, it gets sucked inward to a high hit point storage. When that goes down, that'll then take out the Tesla, and these wizards are good to go from there. Right hand side, 2 wizards on the high hit point storage. When that goes down, it gets sucked inward to there. I got 1 wizard on him, and I'm not wasting any time because I have so much time in front of me I got to bring down. I immediately put down my queen and my bowlers so that I can start taking down all these threats that are erasing my golems. So there goes that. Funnel is starting to be created. Down goes the bowlers. I immediately put down the jump. So rather than bringing a wall breaker, and this would give me like open to 3 sections, there's a chance that because of, depending on how these go down, my bowlers might walk on me. Rather than taking that risk, especially on a cleanup, I put down a jump, and it's the equivalent of having all of this be open. And so there is no excuse why nothing wouldn't go in there. And it's so smoother. My golems reroute. Everything's more protected. I lose 2 of my 7 wizards. I keep 2 for cleanup. Everything's going up. There's an example of what happens. One bowler is going to go chase a butterfly, but the majority of them are inward. No rage is needed. My queen has enough time. My bowlers have enough time in here. My BK has enough time. My wizards are also supporting them. They'll take care of that. There goes down the jump to let them on into the left. Everything's going exactly how Neb had the original plan. Sprinkling in some hogs on the right, on the left-hand side here. I still got 2 of my bowlers in the middle and a BK and an unbroken golem that is tanking for the hogs on the left-hand side that I take advantage of as we zoom back out. I sprinkle in the hogs from the top. I forget about the troll Tesla. Right there, I forget about it. And then you can see it at the top. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I gotta get it way back there. And then we knew where the giant bombs were, so I knew I was okay with the rest of this. But those are the things that I look for, what I consider when doing a stoned go-ho, double jump, I can't even say it straight. A double jump stone go-ho, I'm sorry, hobo. Uh, I was always about bringing a rage, as we zoom back out, always about bringing a rage for my bowlers. Until I think it was a Cold September War. I took a risk, tested it in fair challenge before I did it, and I still got the same effect. But yet I noticed that I had the back end process, the hog process, was a lot easier. And that was because my tanks were moving over there towards the end. That enabled me to get the 3. So hopefully those wizard placement tips were helpful for you. The reasons why I don't use a rage, and just basically what I look for and try to execute for on a stoned hobo. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you gotta be better than a double, and I will give you a recap of this war and check you guys next time in just a little bit. Alright.